Let's go to another sport. Let's go to Major League Baseball, where on Saturday night, the New York Yankees wrapped up the AL pennant by knocking out the Cleveland Guardians in 5 games. So Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, particularly Giancarlo Stanton, were fantastic in the series. And the next night, in Game 6 of the NLCS, the Los Angeles Dodgers were able to knock out the New York Mets in 6, make it to the World Series to set up, I think, whether we love or hate the Dodgers or Yankees, and I despise the Yankees as a Red Sox fan, we can all agree. This is a dream matchup for Major League Baseball. You got New York, LA, all the storylines, all the superstars, Shohei, Judge, Giancarlo, Mookie, Juan Soto. There's so many superstars in this World Series, all the storylines going on. So I'll ask you first, Tyler, is this World Series the shot in the arm to revitalize Major League Baseball, to reinvigorate the interest in Major League Baseball? Will this be the catalyst to get that going again?
Sorry, baseball fans. No, it's not going to be enough. They tried to do the pitch clock. They've been trying to generate excitement. You know, they tried to say, oh, the Rangers were in it last year. Ratings were down. Sorry, guys. Baseball's done. I mean, they're not keeping up with the other leagues. They're just not. It's just not as exciting. Now, me as a Rangers fan, I love watching my team. But do you like watching other teams? Like, are you going to tune into a ALCS game with 2 teams that you don't have in it? So that's where baseball, I don't believe, has that mark that other sports do. So, no, it's a great series. I want to watch it, but no, it's not going to dig baseball out of the hole it's in.
Interesting. I mean, listen, baseball's done, man. That's a big proclamation, Tyler. That's going out there with it. But listen, here's one thing we know about Major League Baseball: they get the majority of their revenue from tickets and merch, right? Because there's so many games, 162, the local TV networks doing the games. Like, as you said, the World Series for last year hit record lows. I think only like 5 million people, 6 million people watch Rangers Diamondbacks. You have to imagine certainly that'll go up for Yankees and Dodgers, but we'll see what happens. To you, Arthur, is Yankees Dodgers, is this World Series the shot in the arm to reinvigorate interest in Major League Baseball? Is this exactly what baseball needs to get back on the map, so to speak?
It's tough. It's tough because these are 2 very historic and respected franchises, not just in the MLB, but just sports in general. But I'm gonna have to say, it's not going to be the teams that bring the popularity. It's going to be the players, right? Yes, the Yankees have a rich history of Babe Ruth, Derek Jeter, Lou Gehrig, Mariano Rivera, Joe DiMaggio. And then on the Dodgers side, you got Sandy Koufax, you got Jackie Robinson, Pee Wee Reese, Clayton Kershaw, Vince Scully. You got those guys. But today in sports, it's all about branding. It's all about the names. So I want to see Shohei Ohtani, who's number 1 in jersey sales, get 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases. I want to see Aaron Judge, who was number 3 in jersey sales. I want to see him just hit the ball out of the park, right? Mookie Betts is number 4. Juan Soto is 6. Freddie Freeman is 20. And those 5 guys are in the World Series, but they are all brands. They are all names, right? It's not, Freddie Freeman of the the Los Angeles Dodgers is Freddie Lefty Freeman, right? It's Shohei Ohtani. I'm a name, right? I don't need the Dodgers to be whoever I am, right? So even though this is a very lovely matchup just based on the history that both of these teams have, it's going to be the names that bring you in. El De La Cruz of the Cincinnati Reds. That's why you're going to see him play, right? Because of him, not necessarily because of the team. So that's where we are right now, I think, with baseball, is that the names and the brands that are the players are going to bring them in, not the teams themselves.
I think you make a really compelling point because, and this it's really interesting because if you think about the 6 big stars, you take 3 from the Dodgers, being Freeman, Ohtani, and Mookie Betts, and then the other side, the Yankees, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Juan Soto. 5 of those 6 players were not with the teams that they're with originally, right? So there's obviously Aaron Judge started with the Yankees. And so these guys basically all built their brands. And even Aaron Judge, I think, still wouldn't have been as big without the Yankees, but I think he's still, the stats are the stats. He's still the best home run hitter in the game. So like you said, the personal brands, these guys building the storylines. So I think you make a really interesting point there, Arthur. To you, Paris, Yankees, Dodgers, World Series. Can this reinvigorate Major League Baseball and bring it back to some sort of prominence that we've seen in years past?
Honestly, no. And there's 2 main reasons. One, that even doesn't have anything to do with players. It's MLB marketing. If you're not an MLB fan, you might know the World Series is happening, but you don't know what day it's happening, what game it's happening. That's a big problem we have. I mean, Super Bowl, when the Super Bowl comes around, people who aren't NFL fans knows the Super Bowl's coming around. They know what day it is, what time it is. The finals, when the finals around, you know that's happening. College football even does it great. Baseball, I mean, the playoffs, one, just flew by in general, but two, it's like you'll be going through a day, you'll look at like, oh wow, 2 teams played today. They don't tell anybody. This kind of happened. So that's one of the bigger problems they have. And then the second thing, the Yankees and the Dodgers, they both have great players. But the problem I see, they don't have exciting players. Aaron Judge is an amazing player to me, but he obviously can hit the home run, and that's what we come to see. This man sucks in the playoffs. This man doesn't know how to hit a ball in the playoffs. This man's batting 130 in the playoffs, and this isn't new. He's been in the playoffs 6 times, and 4 out of the 6 times he batted in the 100s. This guy can't play in the playoffs. Ohtani, he's gonna do his thing hitting, but he's not even on the field. So we can't see him make exciting fielding plays. And he's not like an exciting player as like when he hits a home run, he's going to do something. No, he's really humble. He's going to hit a home run or jog around the field. What you want in baseball is those excitement players. Ronald Acuna, when he does something, you know he's done something. Bryce Harper, kind of the same way. When he hit a home run, you know he did it. And that's what brings the excitement into the game. And the Dodgers and the Yankees, they both don't have that. The Dodgers have a player who's not even going to be on defense. The Yankees have a player who can't hit right now, and both teams are dominant pitching-wise. As a baseball fan, you can love pitching, but when pitching is dominating, it's a boring game. It's boring when games are 1-0. As a baseball fan, you can love it, but as a casual fan, it's not exciting. So, in general, no, I don't think this is going to bring enough to revitalize baseball.
That's fair. And I think, like you said, and now Shohei Ohtani, that'll change next year, be on the field again every 4th or 5th day pitching. But at the same time, like you mentioned, like none of these guys, Mookie Betts and Juan Soto to a certain degree, obviously, and Freddie Freeman too on the Dodgers, all previous World Series champions, Juan Soto as well. But there's not, like you say, a heightened level of like there was Reggie Jackson, Mr. October. I'd argue Big Papi from my Boston Red Sox, David Ortiz, was the 21st century Mr. October. And so I would almost make the case, though, like if they can build these legacies, be able to build their brands and put themselves in a position to, build coming into next season. Who knows? Maybe you see a rematch. Maybe next year that could be the case, but I think you make some fair points there, Paris. Finally to you, Eric. Yankees, Dodgers, big-time World Series matchup. 2 titans of the sport clashing in the Fall Classic. Can this be the thing that reinvigorates interest in Major League Baseball and take it to the next level where the other sports, frankly, are at right now?
I believe so. These are 2 household names here riding on the line with the championship, and these guys are high in the numbers of it. And the casual fan definitely has been catered to with all the time that's been cut from the games as far as like walks to the mound and everything of that nature. So having the Yankees and the Dodgers, which are like 2 of the most familiar names, I mean, you could check the merch sales and see, there's people who wear Yankee hats and Dodger hats and don't even know anybody on the team, but they'll tune in. So I feel like this is good for like a sport, get more eyes on it, and hopefully retain some of the viewers with all the changes and stuff, because I feel like them cutting the game down has definitely made it a little more watchable for like the casual fan. The diehards and the traditionalists aren't really with it, and they're probably not with the Dodgers and the Yankees being in the World Series either. Everybody likes an underdog or a scrappy team, and these 2 teams have been killing it all year. Someone had made a point that these Yankees more so are kind of a boring team, and I'll agree to that. I mean, as far as Soto, Judge, and Stanton, it don't really get much further than that. And even those guys, they don't have like the biggest personalities. LA more so, they have Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts and guys who are a little bit more popular, but yeah, it's kind of a bland series for traditionalists, but I think it's good for the casual fan. I think it will get more eyes on the sport, and hopefully people will stay and enjoy baseball like they used to.
I hope so. And again, like we talked about to start the show, like October is the month of sports. It's the one month where every other sport every other sport in the world is going simultaneously. And in baseball, you think this being the pinnacle of the pinnacle of their season, the World Series, you would think that would at least compete with college football, compete with the NFL. Again, I found the WNBA finals to be riveting. That 5-game series, the way it went. NBA is starting back tonight, so you got a you've got a competing for attention type situation. I feel like that Major League Baseball is kind of the redheaded stepchild, just trying to compete for attention, and they just can't get over the hump. So I'll say this, Eric, I'm hoping you're right, because I love baseball. I want it to be able to reach the highs that these other sports do. Arthur gets the best take. Give him 5 points, which gets him 18. Paris, number 2, who, by the way, number 2 in terms of points as well, get him to 12. And Eric, I'll give you the point in final to get to 2 points.